All right, back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And for the first Western New York Wednesday in 2019, I'm going to be reviewing a beer from Community Beer Works, and they are out of Buffalo, New York, and this is the Whale. So this is an American brown ale. It comes in at 5.9% alcohol by volume, 28 IBUs, and at the time of review, this can is just over a month old. So I featured Community Beer Works on Western New York Wednesday a few times actually, and I've mentioned before how they are one of my not only favorite Buffalo, New York breweries, but Western New York breweries in general. They have been around for over 6 years now. They've been pumping out great beer, and recently they opened up their new brewery in Buffalo, New York, and they also have a brew pub coming in Niagara Falls, New York in the near future. And this beer is like their flagship beer. You guys know I'm not a huge American brown ale fan, but I've had this beer quite a few times before. The first time I had it, I think it was in late 2012, and back then they were a nano brewery. They only had their beers on draft, and you could get, back then, growlers of it, because growlers I don't even think were a thing back then. And yeah, I remember digging it because it had like, it was, it's American brown ale, but it had like American porter characteristics as well. On the back here, they say the Whale is a smooth yet complex beer packed with flavor yet easy to drink. We layer distinctive English brown malt and 2 types of chocolate malt to create aromas and flavors of tasting notes that I won't read. But yeah, I just remember this being like a hybrid American brown ale, American porter, and really digging it. And the fact that they have it in cans available across Western New York is really cool, awesome to see, and I thought I would do a proper review in the Community Beer Works. This is one of my glass tulip. This is one of the first craft beer like glasses that I ever had, ever. I bought this probably like 5+ years ago. So yeah, anyway, let's give it a pour. See if we have any Dirty Glass Mafia. I haven't used this beer in a couple of years, honestly, or this glass in a couple of years. No Dirty Glass Mafia. We'll turn it around so the Community Beer Works logo is in the way. Yeah, this pours out a really deep ruby red color, almost tinging on like, a lighter brown. Very, like around the edges, more ruby red. In the middle, it's kind of like a dark brown, basically. Has about 1.5 fingers of a light tan head. It just looks so nice. Anyway, let's get a nose. Yeah, this is what I remember of this beer. So it has toasty and roasty malt qualities to it, but it has nice chocolate and coffee aromas as well. Even like a slight, now it has a slight metallic tinge, which would make me believe there's lactose in here, but there isn't. It's just, I think the roasty and toasty qualities of this beer and from the malts just kind of producing that. There's also a nice like slight vanilla tinge. Yeah, really nice. Maybe a slight earthy hop character. But if I'm going for American brown, I want something that has a robust flavor, and this has a robust aroma, and as far as this puny brain can remember, it has a robust taste, but we're going to find out together. So cheers, everybody. That's what I kind of remember about this one too. It has a distinct nuttiness to it. First sip. Yeah, maybe like walnut or almond. Definitely has a definite nutty component to the taste. So right up front at 5.9%, you're going to see that this, well, I'm going to. You might think completely different than I do, which is how it should work. But this one for me is like lighter side of medium body. It has a decent amount of carbonation. I do wish that this was a little bit more like soft and smooth. Now, it doesn't need to be creamy or anything, but I just wish the mouthfeel was a bit better for me personally. Some people out there might like it because this is kind of supposed to be like a crusher. The whole point of the name, the Whale, and they mentioned it on tap, like, why some people are out there looking for Whales bros. I mean, this is readily available at all times, easy to get year round. So I don't know why I just went off a tangent, but I did. Anyway, yeah, huge nuttiness to this one. Some nice chocolate and coffee characteristics. This is a very balanced beer. Up front, it's sweet with that nice chocolate character, a little bit of nuttiness, tinge of vanilla as it passes through the palate. More of like a, as Paul over at PA Brew News would like to say, more of like a walnut husk or like a husk of a nut in general. And there's a dryness. This finish is relatively dry, not really bitter, but the dryness cuts that sweetness from all the malt that's in this one, and it leaves you with a beautifully balanced beer. Yeah, it's just tasty. Listen, this isn't overly complex. Even though they talk about complexity, this isn't like super complex. This has chocolate, coffee, nuttiness, roasty, toasty tones, a little bit of hop character. But this one is super drinkable for the style. They call it American Brown Ale. Like I said, American Brown Ale, porter, hybrid, kind of how I feel about it. But this is, I think I paid under $2 for this can, or right around $2. It's readily available now. They can in Western New York. If you like American brown ales and you like distinct nuttiness and a little bit of chocolate and coffee in your brown ales, this is one for you. I don't rate the style, but if I did, I'd give this like a 4.5, 4.75. Personal enjoyment, straight 4 out of 5. That's pretty much what I've consistently given this beer over the years. It's nothing that's going to blow your mind if you're just going into this as like a seasoned craft beer drinker or somebody who's been drinking craft beer for a long time. You'd pick up an American brown ale. Whether or not you like the style, I think you would appreciate the quality of this beer, but I don't necessarily think everyone's going to like this. For me, this is probably the epitome of a American brown ale. It's like this. It's a staple for me within the style. This is probably one of the best just straight up American brown ales I've had, and it deserves a 4 out of 5. So that was the Whale from Community Beer Works, 4 out of 5. If you're in the Western New York area, you should be able to find this pretty much anywhere at this point. This is a beer that's, like I said, kind of their staple beer. This is their flagship beer, and you should be able to find it in most places at a relatively cheap price, and it's well made, and there's not much more to say about it. So appreciate you guys stopping by for another Western New York Wednesday. Make sure to stop back next Wednesday for another installment of Western New York Wednesday, where I drink a beer from the Western New York area that hopefully is just as good as this one. So appreciate you guys stopping by. To the next one, cheers.